Along the main river, you can see the Angers Cathedral and the Angers Castle. Angers Cathedral is, in so-called Plantagenet Style, a Gothic style of Angevin Empire that extended over half of France and England in 12th century. It has a Romanesque single nave covered with typical Angevin domical rib vaults, and there remain many stained glasses of 12th and 13th centuries. Angers is the capital of the department Maine-et-Loire, which belongs to the region Pays de la Loire. It is on the side of Maine River, a tributary of Loire River. It has a single nave, no aisles. The lower part is Romanesque, built in 11th century. The upper part is Gothic, in the first half of 12th century. The transept and the straight part of the choir were built in early 13th century, and the round part in the middle of 13th century. This is the single nave looking toward the choir. The lower part of Romanesque style was later reinforced with arches and piers. The nave is covered by 3 domical rib vaults, early examples of so-called Angevin vault. Angers Cathedral has domical rib vaults. A normal rib vault has the center part at the same height as the tops of framing arches, while the domical rib vault has its center part higher than the arches and makes a similar form to a dome. These are domical vaults of the nave. Now let's have a look of stained glasses of the nave. This window depicts life of Saint Catherine, who opposed Christian persecution by Roman Emperor Maxentius and was martyred. This is one of the oldest in the cathedral. This window depicts death and Assumption of Saint Mary. 6 apostles place the body of the Virgin in a tomb. Her body is carried by 4 apostles. Ahead of them, Saint John carries a white palm branch. 7 apostles are transported to Jerusalem on a cloud to attend the funeral. Her body is laid on a white bed. Christ beckons to his mother to follow him to heaven. Mary is transported to heaven by 4 angels. She is enthroned at the right hand of Christ, crowned and attended by 2 angels. Darianus, governor of Spain, wants Bishop Valerius and Vincent to abjure their faith. Vincent, tied up on a rank, is skinned by 4 executioners. Then he is grilled on a gridiron. Two angels come to see him in his prison. He dies attended by two angels. His soul comes out from his body and is received by Jesus. His body was exposed to wild beasts. Now we move to the crossing and the transepts, built later than the nave, in the first 3 decades of 13th century. You see the domical vaults here are very different from those of the nave. Not only ribs become much slenderer, but also another type of rib, ridge ribs, are added. Though the transverse arches between the vaults are still wide and thick. North and south transepts have rose windows made in 15th century by André Robin. This is the rose window of the north transept. In the center, Christ shows his wounds. Around him, the instruments of the Passion. Outside, there are seasons. The southern rose window has the triumphant Christ in the center, surrounded by the symbols of the 4 evangelists. The top half shows the 12 signs of the zodiac. The bottom half shows the 12 of the elders, crowned and playing the guitar. Behind the altar, with a marble baldachin from 18th century, there is the choir. The stained glasses here are splendid too. Some of them are from 1230s. The left of south side windows of the choir depicts Life of Thomas Becket. These are 3 knights who are going to kill Thomas Becket. They cross the English Channel by boat. King Louis VII of France reconciles Becket and King Henry II. Becket faces Henry. Assassinated, his body is laid to rest. The windows have plate tracery that retains some stone surface, not being totally covered by glass. And the colonnades that support ribs and arches are set rather confusingly. The figures at the top of the choir windows, often seen in this region, still show some Romanesque taste. sculpture of capitals and corbels are delicate and interesting. Eighteenth and 19th century wooden furniture are well preserved. The grand organ supported by atlases was built in 18th century.